I invite our resource person, Dr. Ramaswamy, librarian, to address the speech. Please, sir.
Thank you, madam. The most respected principal of Erode Arts and Science College, the organizers, Jayasura madam and Selvi Vijay madam, the faculty members of Erode Arts and Science College, and the participants across the country. A very, very pleasant and a joyful morning to each and every one of you. It gives me immense pleasure to be a part of this national webinar on managing bibliography for quality research. Jayashree madam, will you please make it sure whether my voice and video are visible and audible in YouTube?
Technical problem by audio.
Yeah, sir, it's clear.
Can you confirm, madam? May I proceed?
Yeah, it's clear, sir. You can proceed.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Okay, you can proceed.
And with an appeal to all of you to stay home, stay safe, and maintain social distancing in this a typical lockdown period. Let me get into my presentation. And dear friends, in this particular era of qualitative assessment, all the higher education institutions have been striving to produce quality research output, whether it is a NAAC accreditation or NBA accreditation or ISO certification. One of the main points that is being discussed among the academic community is the Madam Chola Madam. Full video checking, madam. Full video checking. Not a screen full, madam. Fine. Shall I go ahead?
Sir, proceed, sir. Proceed, panam.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. So, the importance of research, both quantitatively and qualitatively, is gaining momentum in these days. To begin with, so research is nothing but a scientific and it is a systematic way of trying to finding out something new. We are trying to explore a new knowledge. We are trying to find out something very new, or we are trying to find out how an existing system, an existing procedure, an existing method can be refined, can be modified, can be made better to suit our present environment. That is what the research is all about. And in academic institutions, whether it is our students or it is we are all taking part, we are all conducting a lot of research works. See, maybe from students' point of view, it can be a simple class assignment, or it can be a second year PG project, or it can be a MPhil dissertation, or a PhD thesis. As far as faculty members are concerned, the research can be either postdoctoral research, or it can be a contribution in a particular journal or a book chapter, a book, or sometimes our faculty members are carrying out research projects of UGC, minor research project, major research project, ICSR project, DST project, and we undertake a lot of such kinds of research works. And a question comes here, what are the different parts of these research outputs? If you take into account the research outputs like journal article, conference paper, or a book paper, the elementary, the basic structure of any of these research outputs will comprise of maybe the title, the authors and affiliation, abstract, keywords, title, then brief introduction and background to the literature, then review of literature, methodology, how the data was collected, how it is analyzed, what are the findings, what are the conclusions, and it ends with a list of references. If you take a thesis or a dissertation or a project report, these kinds of major research outputs will normally have 5 components, maybe introduction, review of literature, methodology, analysis and interpretation, finding, suggestions, and conclusion, followed by appendices. So these are the major components of a thesis, dissertation, or a project report. A question comes here, sir, when I am doing a research, is it possible for me to do the entire research on my own without seeing what others have done? No, that is not a research. Research is not done in an island. Our research, even the beginning of our research, even the selection of your title, even the selection of your problem for the research, your research questions are all part of nothing but what others have left. If you're doing a research in a particular discipline, particular field, before even choosing a problem, you need to go through a thorough study of what kinds of researchers were previously done. What were their objectives? What were their methodologies? What did they achieve? What were their conclusions? And what are their suggestions? And where is the research gap? So, unless otherwise you get a very valid background of others' research work, you cannot produce a very qualitative research output. So, obviously, we need to borrow the ideas of others, maybe others' definitions, others' methods, others' findings, others' opinions, others' facts, whatever it may be. We would like to borrow the ideas of others. I mean the researchers, those who have done previously a good amount of research, those who have published a good amount of research output on a particular discipline, on a particular area on which you are presently doing a research. Okay, so when you happen to read others' work, you read it, you understand it, and you bring some information, and what are areas where you can incorporate others' contents. See, one is the introduction part. You talk about the background information. Sometimes we need to give a definition. See, if you're writing an article on artificial intelligence, you need to define what is artificial intelligence. So naturally, you need to mention an expert in the field of computer science who has defined the term artificial intelligence. If you want to write a paragraph about the history, the evolution, the growth of artificial intelligence, so naturally you have to see the previous literature to find out how this particular domain is developing over a period of time. So to get the background information, you need to borrow others' ideas. And when you're conducting your review of literature, you're doing an analytical study of, a synthetical study of what others have done, what others have found out. So obviously, to conduct your review of literature, you need to borrow the ideas of others. You need to borrow the content of others. You need to borrow what others have found out. And thirdly, the most importantly, maybe after conducting your study, after getting a bunch of findings, you need to validate your findings. You need to correlate your findings with the rest of the world. You should prove what is the contribution of your research paper in the world output on the chosen discipline. Whether your findings are in line with the findings of others, or your findings are against, your findings are contrasting, your findings are disagreeing with that of others. So either for the introduction part, or for the review of literature part, or for discussion part, you need to take, you need to borrow, you need to get the ideas, methods, procedures of others. Fine. See, for example, you can see the screen here. I have mentioned about a research paper wherein in the introduction, they have given a lot of references. Okay. So this is an article about ovarian cancer. So this particular author, to give us statistics and background information about ovarian cancer, he has quoted a good number of people. So you need to refer to all these materials. Then comes our review section. If you happen to see a review section, here one particular author says, first author analyzed, second author analyzed, third author examined. So you keep on analyzing in every review paper, one by one, quoting the important points you've taken from their research work. Sometimes when a same point is supported by a good number of researchers. You bring all of them together and you can give a kind of assorted reviews. So even in the review section, you need to take the contents and ideas of others. And when it comes to discussion section, as you see in the screen, you need to tell, see for example, our results are similar to, our results are consistent with those of, unlike previous studies, in contrast to other studies, this corroborates the findings of, this confirms the findings of. See, I have got a finding and I obviously found out that my same finding is inconsistent with the findings of all these researchers. For example, I found out that during the lockdown period, the faculty members, the students, they spend more time online. This is my finding. But here I quote, not only I, all these researchers also have found out that faculty members and students spend more time on online. So that gives a kind of validity and credibility to my research work. This places my research work in the context of the entire world research output. So either for the introduction part or for the review part or for the discussion part, we need to take the content of others. Previously, a couple of years before, you may ask our seniors, they used to go to big libraries, sitting hours and hours. They will take notes for pages and pages. But these days, thanks to internet, lot of things happen. Okay, lot of things happen. Fine. The problem is the issue of plagiarism. And you know, UGC regulations 2018 very clearly spelled out plagiarism is in 4 levels: 0, 1, 2, 3, up to 10%, no problem. 11 to 40, minor punishments. 41 to 60, next set of punishments. 61 and above, 60 and above, other kind of punishments. So plagiarism is getting very serious. And how to avoid this plagiarism? Very simple. Only 2 ways are there. One is you have to write the things on your own. See, in the research paper, there are areas where only your ideas, only your findings, only your methodologies, only your explanations, only your arguments will find a place. The rest of the article, the rest of your research paper, you have to take from others. The only way to get escaped from plagiarism and all kinds of research menace is that you have to acknowledge. You have to acknowledge that you have taken so and so from so and so people. So you have to acknowledge it. The question comes here, sir, what is acknowledging? Acknowledging in the sense, when you are using others' ideas, others' examples, others' methods, others' findings, others' modalities, others' questionnaire instruments, whatever it may be, if you are using all their ideas and methods, you need to give a full reference to that particular source in your research paper. So in your research paper, you acknowledge, you accept, you cite, you thank that, yes, I have taken this particular content from X and Y and Z. You say openly, very frankly, in a very formal manner. That is what is called as acknowledging the resources. Now, next question comes, sir, if we have to acknowledge the content, then what are the things that need to be acknowledged? What are the things that need not be acknowledged? The things to be cited, the things that need not be cited. The question comes here. Let us see first the things to be acknowledged. One is direct quotations. See, when you want to incorporate an exact quotation of a particular researcher, particular author, particular poet as a part and parcel of your research work, then that is known as direct quotation. Whenever you feel that you need to add a direct quotation, please ensure that you are not making any correction in the quotation. You are placing it exactly as it is. And quotations are of 2 kinds. Either you can have shorter quotes or you can have longer quotes called indent paragraphs. Let us see both. This is an example for short quotes. A quotation which is of 4 lines. You can go for short quotations which can be incorporated as a part and parcel of your research paper. You can see here, this is a quotation taken from a particular source. The author cramps year of publication and page number. Even in the paragraph, you can see the same thing, how short quotation is given as a part of your research paper. If it is a long quotation, you can see it is not given as a part of the paragraph. It is given as a separate paragraph. So especially the exact words, what you take from others' work, if it goes beyond 4 lines, you can have it a separate paragraph, an indented paragraph without any quotation marks. Fine. And secondly, what is to be acknowledged? So many a time we read others' papers, we understand the papers, and we try to answer. We try to write the same concept, same method, same idea in our own words. See, meaning is same, content is theirs, but you are rewriting it in some other terms. Maybe using a different language, synonyms. You are rewriting the sentence. That is known as paraphrasing. So it's also called as indirect quotation. So when you are writing others' ideas in your work in a different way, using a different terminology, different sentence structure, you are following a different grammatical way of presenting it. But whatever it may be, you have to acknowledge. Sometimes some of our students even ask me, sir, I have not copied the original thing. I have read it, I have understood it, and I have written the things in my own language. Then why should I cite? I'm sorry, friends. Though the words are yours, the content is not yours. The ideas are not yours. So, though you are presenting others' ideas in your own words also, you have to cite it properly. You have to acknowledge it properly. Then only you can escape from plagiarism. And sometimes, please remember, paraphrasing, you have to rewrite the original language. You can change the sentence structure, but see that the meaning is retained. That is to be ensured by you. See, what is the acceptable paraphrasing? Very simple. The content, the ideas of others should be in your words, and you should acknowledge. Apart from that, you have to view, you have to incorporate, you have to add the paraphrasing in an exact manner so that it looks as a part and parcel of your research paper, and it adds value to your research work, it adds value to your research findings, it adds value to your contextual presentations. That's very, very important. Then comes, there's something called a summary. See, you're reading an entire article, maybe 10 pages, and you understood it, you've taken all the main points, you underline the points, you take a gist of it, you write the entire things in your own words in a single paragraph. So 10-page article is summarized as a single paragraph, which is mostly used for review of literature section. Even for summarizing, you have to cite the source exactly. Fine. And sometimes you may take a table or a graph or a figure or a diagram or an image from some other books or journals. So wherever you take all these items, even if you are using all these kinds of non-textual things also, you need to acknowledge and you need to cite all these kinds of materials also in your research paper. Fine. See, not only this, for example, you are attending a webinar like this, you are listening to a speaker, you get some ideas from that particular lecture. You grasp an idea, and based on that particular idea, you prepare a research paper. Though the particular idea, what you got from the speaker, though is not published anywhere as a research paper also, you need to acknowledge him or her because the idea is not yours. Fine. Even though some works which are not published, even though there are some works that are not published, even if you happen to make use of those kinds of unpublished resources also, you need to cite it properly. Fine. So we have to cite if you are taking the entire quotation. You need to type if you are paraphrasing. You need to cite if you are summarizing. You need to acknowledge and cite if you are using images or verbal communications or unpublished works or images, whatever it may be. Fine. The questions comes here, sir, what need not be acknowledged? Please tell the things that need not be cited, that need not be acknowledged in our research work. It's very simple. Your own ideas, your own methodologies, your own findings, your own arguments, your own comments, your own theories need not be referenced because they are your own. You need not cite anybody. You need not thank anybody. And secondly, there's something called common knowledge. Something like that. Drinking water is good for health. This is a common knowledge. Everybody knows this. You need not go and find out a citation or reference for this particular statement. It is a common knowledge. And facts available. So there are some facts which are available in most of the reference books, commonly found sources. For example, sun rises in the east. It is a fact. You cannot deny it, and you need not go and find out their reference for this particular fact. Fine. And the question is, so what is common knowledge? As I told you, the sun rises in the east, drinking water is good in summer. So these are the common knowledge statements, facts, which you need not cite. But when you are making this common knowledge very specific, then you need to quote it. For example, you can say drinking water is good in summer. This is a common knowledge. It doesn't warrant any citations, any references. But if you say drinking 2 liters of water is essential, then this is not common knowledge. This is what somebody has found out. Somebody has given. So you need to cite this particular statement. Are you getting it clear? And yeah, question comes here, sir. Sometimes fact is there, opinion is there. So what is a fact? See, Ilayaraja is a good composer. This is a fact. Everybody accepts in the film industry. Ilayaraja is a very good composer. But when you are giving an opinion, when you are giving an argument, for example, you say that Ilayaraja is the best composer he ever seen in this 20th century. If you are giving such a kind of sentence, then this is not a fact. This is your opinion. This is your argument. And this is to be cited properly in your research work. So please understand, there is a difference between facts versus opinions. Fine. Sometimes you got a doubt, sir, I am not able to differentiate whether this is a common knowledge, whether this is a fact, or this is not so. If you are having any such doubt, please cite the resources properly. In case of doubt, don't hesitate. You find out the source and cite the source properly. Fine. So far we have seen what are the various things that are to be cited and what are the various things that are not to be cited. Fine. Now let me come back to the main business of defining and telling you what is referencing or what is citing. See, whenever you are making use of others' material, you are going to give a label. You are going to give a label as if, see, we purchase something, we put a label, no, in your dispatch. In the same way, when you're taking others' content is included as a part of your research work. But apart from this content, you are adding a label. The label tells you that, the label tells the readers that this is not my piece of work. This is not my idea. This is not my findings. This one I have taken from others. To mention that you're adding a label to the material. That's what you call as referencing. And why do we reference, or why do we cite, or why do we acknowledge the resources? Very simple. We have to thank the owner of the ideas. Whoever has originally initiated this idea, this method, this technique, or this instrument, I should thank the owner. And secondly, if you want to increase the credibility of your research, if you want the people to have a strong belief in your research, then you should have references. Only when you add references, for example, you have done a research paper, you have made use of 10 other works, 10 papers were consulted by you for writing a research paper. So if you are giving a reference, full complete reference of all the 10 references, whoever is going to read your article, if any of the readers, if they want to get access to all those references, then they can easily find out. Not only that, when you want to add power to your arguments, your opinions, your findings, you need to get the support of the previous researchers and you have to cite them. And very, very importantly, 2 things are there. One is exchanging knowledge. Only when you are citing the research work done by your previous researchers in the same field, exchange takes place. See, his ideas are learned by you. Your ideas will be learned by somebody else. So you're sharing the ideas of each others. And last but not the least, to avoid the plagiarism, you need to cite. Fine. Fine, you need to cite. Why? We have seen. But how to do referencing, how to cite? See, basically, three different methods are available. One is in-text method, then numeric method, and third one, footnotes. So these are the three methods of referencing. Fine. And these three methods are to be given in the body of your text. Maybe the introduction part, the review part, the discussion part, wherever you want to have. In the body of the text, you have to incorporate referencing using any one of these three methods. But apart from that, at the end of your research paper, you should have a list of works cited, a reference list, or a bibliography, whatever you call. Fine. First method. So if you are using APA or Harvard style or MLA style, then you need to follow author date system. So whenever you take an idea, for example, you are writing an article on machine learning, you got a definition of machine learning from Mr. Y. So you have to, after giving the definition, the third page of your research paper, in the third page, in the second paragraph itself, where definitions are given, the same place you should mention the author's entry element. Please remember author's entry element and the year of publication. This is known as author date system. Fine. Otherwise, and if you're using this author date system, you can just mention the name of author and year. But if you are taking a quotation and if you are using the quotation as such, then you need to mention author's names, year of publication, and the page number also. Fine. If it's not a quotation, it's only a paraphrasing, it is only a summarizing, then you can just restrict yourself only to author's name and year of publication. And once you have got all these in-text citations, at the end of your research paper, you will have list of references, and these references are to be arranged in the alphabetical order. Fine. And the second method, it is a numbered referencing style where either you can use the numbers as superscripts or you can use numbers in brackets. So you have taken a quotation from a particular resource, you are giving the number in brackets. Here I have taken something from some sources, I use superscripts. Fine. And once you have used numbers like this, at the end of your research paper, you will arrange all the references in the same order, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever order in which they appeared in the body of the text. The same order, all the references are to be listed. Fine. And there is a third method called the footnote styles where, see, when you take an idea from somebody, you give only a superscript number 1, and in the same page, at the bottom of the page, you draw a line and give the number 1, 2, 3, 4, and you give full particulars of the particular source, whatever source you have used. Full particulars, complete bibliographical information will be available just below the line. Okay, this is what calls footnote style. And if you are following footnote style, and again, once again, at the end of the paper, you will have something called references and bibliography, and you need to once again list all the resources in the alphabetical order. Fine. So basically, there are three methods of citing a particular source in the body of your text. It can be author date system, it can be a numbered system, or it can be a footnote system. Fine. Now, a very popular citation is there called the secondary citation. What is secondary citation? For example, see, I am doing a research on psychology of young children, and I was searching for review of literature on psychology of children. I got one article written by Aravind in 1997. When I was reading that article, in Aravind's article, Ram has done a research. That means Aravind has cited Ram in his paper. Fine. When I was reading Aravind paper, I was impressed to see the findings given in Ram's research. So I want to quote Ram's research. But actually, I have not read Ram's paper. I have read only Aravind paper, which quoted Ram. Fine. So in that case, how you need to write referencing? You should say like this: results from Ram study, 1995, semicolon, cited in Aravind. Okay, that means that actually I have seen only Arvind's work published in 1997, page number 12. So in the list of references, you should give complete information about Arvind, not Ram. So this kind of secondary citation is also permitted. And sometimes you have, see, you can, for example, I have just given an example how you can give it. See, one example for secondary citation, you can check it later. And sometimes what happened was that you have got one particular point. This point is supported by many authors, many previous researchers. In that case, you can have more than one author's name and year of publication as a part of your referencing. All these authors, if you have 4, 5, 6, either that can be arranged in the alphabetical order, or that can be arranged according to the chronological order of the year of publication of the research papers. In any one of these ways, you can arrange the names of all the authors. Fine. Even this kind of citing multiple sources are also there. Fine. So what I want to say is that whether it is a direct quotation or indirect quotation like paraphrasing or summarizing, you need to cite it properly. So if it is a direct quotation, then you need the name of the author, year of publication, page number within the quotes. If it's a paraphrasing, how you have to cite. If it's a summary, how it is to be written. Fine. Let me tell you one by one how you have to add direct quotations correctly in your research paper. See, whenever you're copying direct quotations, they have to be as such. You are not supposed to remove any items. You're not supposed to change anything. You have to incorporate it exactly. Okay. And secondly, as I told you, if it is a smaller quotation within 4 lines, it can be a part of a paragraph. If it is more than 4 lines, then you should have a separate paragraph called indent paragraph. Fine. But apart from this, please understand, for example, there's a long quotation as you have seen the screen, and you don't want the entire quotation. In between the quotations, you want to remove few lines. If you want to do, you can make use of this ellipses. So 3 dots, no, it shows that you have omitted a part of the quotation. Even that is permitted. Or sometimes, see, your quotation has got a French word, a Latin word, a very typical, a colloquial word, a local word for which you feel that the readers may not be knowing the meaning. If it is so, what you can do is that after that particular word, you can give your own definition, your own meaning within the square bracket. So that is permitted. When you feel that a particular word is not very clear, you want to define it, you can do it by using your square bracket. And sometimes maybe to suit a particular quotation with your way of presentation, you may have to change a few things like this. For example, nourish your soul, nourish her soul. So you want to convert it from your to her. Okay. So when you want to make these kinds of small changes in respect of these grammatical concepts, you can do so using square brackets. Fine. And what about paraphrasing? When you are paraphrasing, you are taking others' contents and you are presenting it on your own style. How to do that? You can make use of synonyms. Help, you can use assist. Instead of construct, you can use build, make. So make use of synonyms. And secondly, you can change the word forms. See, quotation says that accountants are expected to know tax laws. This can be rewritten in a different word form as given the slide. And sometimes you can change the structure of the sentence. See, you have read a quotation which is in active voice. What you can do, you can change it to passive voice. You have seen a sentence in transformative. You can change it to assertive. So this kind of structure of the sentences can be changed. So that is how you can paraphrase it. Sometimes you take the quotation of others and you try to expand it. You try to define it in your own words. Even that is the way you can paraphrase the quotations or works of others. And thirdly, summarizing. How to summarize? You have to skim the entire text, identify the main points, you underline the main points, you make notes of main points. With the help of notes, you write your own summary. After writing the summary, read it again and again to check that you have written the summary exactly. Then cite it. Fine. And very, very most important thing which I would like to tell you here is that in many research papers, we could see the quotations hanging as orphans. I say orphans. It looks as if these quotations don't have any link with your context. You just drop the quotations here and then go. No, that is not the way. Whenever you have some quotations, you have to integrate those quotations as a part of your research paper. Fine. You see, for example, how to integrate quotations, short quotations. You can have a complete sentence to introduce a particular quotation, then you can give the quotation. That's one method. Second method, you can have an introductory phrase like language is ambiguous and as yes and yes no, then quotation. So with an introductory phrase, you give the quotation. Sometimes you give the quotation just using the word that. For successful communication, yes and yes argue that. You give the quotation. After that, you can use it. Sometimes the quotation can be made as a part and parcel of your paragraph. You can mix that particular quotation as a part of your research work. Even that is possible. So these are 4 different ways of integrating, adding a short quotation into your research paper. And if it is a long quotation, then your long quotation should have 3 components. In the first paragraph, you should tell the people that I am going to give a quotation. You should tell the people that who is going to give the quotation. In the second paragraph, the exact quotation of the other person should be given the intended form. Okay, intended form. It's not here so, but you should have it in the intended form, leaving a small space both left side and right side. And in the third paragraph, you should link exactly how this quotation is fitting into your research context. So these are 3 components of integrating longer quotations as a part of your research paper. Fine. Then, when you're adding indirect quotations, maybe paraphrasing or summarizing, you can follow 2 strategies. Either you can have author prominent paraphrasing, or you can have information prominent paraphrasing. 2 kinds of paraphrasing are there. If you feel that the author is very important than the words, authors are very important, then you can say Neri argues that. According to Maloney, you can give prominence to authors. But if you feel that authors are not important, the findings, the words, the concepts are very important, they can give the concept first. At the end of the concept, you can add the name of the author and year of publication. So whatever way you feel, either author prominent or information prominent paraphrasing can be followed. Okay. And when you are presenting this paraphrasing or summary, please stop using always Vijay says, Kandasamy says, Madasamy says. No. You try to read the pulse of the researcher and try to use good adjectives. See, Ramasamy says, Kandasamy argues, Vijay madam disputes, Jesula madam claims, principles are comments. So use such kind of announcing words, introductory words. These kinds of verbs will convey the attitude of the author. So a sample list of words which can be used for paraphrasing. Fine. So far we have seen what is a referencing, what are 3 different methods of referencing, and how to integrate direct quotations and the indirect quotations as a part of your research paper. Fine. A big question comes here, sir, how to prepare in-text citations and references or bibliography or works cited, how to prepare these things? How do I learn all these things? Before I proceed further, a question always comes into the mind of researchers. Sir, what is the difference between references, bibliography, works cited? Because they are all same, they are different. See, I got 2 answers. If you see from one particular angle, all are same. Okay. One style, for example, APA says that list of references is called references. Fine. MLA style says that list of references are to be called as works cited. Chicago style says that list of references are to be given the name called a bibliography. So in one way, so depending on the style what you adopt, you have to give the heading for the list of references. It can be references, it can be bibliography, it can be works cited. That's one answer. In another term, there is a difference between references and bibliography. See, references may have the list of only those items which you actually used, which you actually cited in your research paper. But bibliography, it not only includes the actual references used by you, It also includes the possible works that you might have used, that you might have consulted, but you have not cited. Or you feel that these are the few resources which will be of very useful to my readers to understand my context better. So you can add even those kinds of things also as a part of bibliography. Fine. So you need to know how to prepare referencing in-text citations. Now, how to prepare list of references. How to do that? You need to follow a standard. Okay, you should have a citation style. You should have a standard method of referring to whatever materials you have used in your research paper. You need to follow a standard. There are many standards. The most popular ones are APA, American Psychological Association, Chicago style, MLA, Modern Language Association style. We have Durabian style, Nature style, Vancouver style, IEEE style, and you will not believe we have more than 9,700 citation styles all over the world. Fine. And how to prepare citations for your research work? There are only four methods. Only four methods. For example, you want to publish a research paper in a particular journal. That journal editor says that you have to prepare all the references only in APA. Then what you need to do? You have to buy some books on APA citation style manual, 7th edition, only around 600 pages. We can sit and read all the 600 pages. Now reference can be prepared, no problem. That's one way. And second way is you can make use of MS Word. MS Word has got an inbuilt option for generating both in-text citation and list of references. And thirdly, we have many online bibliography generators, online citation machines, online citation generators. You can go to those online generators and you can generate both in-text citations and the list of references. Fine. And thirdly, there are some commercial and free and open source softwares available for citation management. You can download the softwares and you can install it in your computer and you can go and prepare in-text citations and references for your research paper. Fine. These are four different methods. MS Word, I'll come back to it a bit later. I would like to show you some online citation and bibliography generators. So easybib.com, you can go and create your references in many styles, including MLA, 8th edition, APA, Chicago, and many more. bibme.org, a beautiful website you can try for online bibliography generation. You can go to citationmachine.net, it's very good. You can go for citefast.com, it's very, very good, where you can go and have an account. You can store all your references in different folders. You can share your folders. Those are the few online citation generators. Apart from this, we have reference management softwares which can be downloaded and installed in your system. For example, there's a endnote.com, Endnote. And Zotero is a free and open source software. Zotero is a very superb software you can download and use. Desktop version is available. Then Quika, you can try this Quika also. Japrof is free, you can try. It's an open source bibliography reference manager. Mendeley is very, very popular and most popular reference manager. Both the desktop version and the online versions are available. You can download, it's free, Mendeley. So these are the softwares. Fine. So now, the next few minutes, I would like to give a demo on how you can prepare the in-text citations and how you can prepare the list of references using a couple of softwares. Fine. I think let me go to MS Word first. My screen is clear, madam. MS Word screen is clear. Jesula, madam. Madam, my screen is clear. MS Word screen. Hello.
Yes, sir. You can proceed. It's clear.
Thank you, madam. So
Yeah, sir. It's clear.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. If you take MS Word software, everybody has that. There's got a tab called, you can see here references. There's a tab called references. Here, 1, 2, 3. Third part of this particular reference tab has got few items which we need for our practice today. Okay. Insert citation, manage sources, style, bibliography. Only 4 options are there. Just click here. you can see the styles supported by MS Word. So MS Word supports only these many styles. If you're having latest version of MS Word, sometimes it may support more styles or advanced versions. It supports the Word which I have. It supports only APA 5th edition. Okay, fine. So for example, I want to prepare in-text citations and the references using APA 5th edition, for example. Okay, we select the style. Fine. Here, click on Insert Citation. Go to Add New Source. A screen appears. And it asks you whether you want to prepare the reference for a book section, article, conference proceeding, website, electronic source, sound recording, performance, film, interview, pattern, many things are there. Okay. For example, I have taken few points from a book. Okay. Now I want to prepare in-text citation and the referencing for that particular book. Okay. So you need to type the name of the author. Okay. Who's that author? Ramasamy K. Okay. What's the title? How to generate bibliography. It's the name of the title. Okay. In which year the book was published? It was published in 2010. In which city it was published? The publisher's place of publication, New Delhi. Who is the publisher? ABC publisher. Okay. So I typed all the information. So I say okay. Fine. I say okay. You see, in-text citation is automatically listed here. Ramasamy, 2010. The software automatically takes the entry element of the author. It automatically takes the year of publication, and it shows you this is a kind of in-text citation you need to have for your research work. What about the reference? Just go to bibliography and click either bibliography or Works, no problem. Okay. You can see here now the bibliography, the list of references is ready. Now the reference is according to APA style. So name of author, comma, initial, dot, here in the brackets, name of the book in italics, year of publication, place of publication, colon, publisher's name. This is an APA style. For example, your teacher says that no, this is to be in MLS style. So no problem. Just go to this particular style menu, click MLS style. You can see in no minute, whatever content you type is immediately converted into MLS style. You see the difference now? Here has come to the last part of the reference and the title is underlined. Fine. So once you type the information of a particular resource, and in-text citations and references can be generated using any of the styles available here. Fine. So this we can prepare in-text citation and list of references. You can copy it and you can go and paste it to the place where you want these things to be incorporated. Fine. This is a very simple mechanism. But the drawback is that depending on the edition of MS Word you use, the number of styles will be varying. But you can have only limited number of citation styles here. See, if you want to create the in-text citation list of references in IEEE style or Nature style or Vancouver style, something like that, I'm sorry, MS Word does not provide you all these things. So naturally, the beginners, especially those who are in social science, you can start preparing in-text citations and the list of references using MS Word. Fine. This is one thing I would like to show you. Okay. And secondly, I would like to show you there is an online generator called Zotero Bib. Okay, it is a online version of the software Zotero. You just go to Google and type izbib.org. Is it clear? izbib.org. You will get this particular screen. Okay. See, this is an online bibliography generator. If you are knowing the URL, ISBN number, DOI, Digital Object Identifier Number, PubMed ID, or title of any book, you can just place it here. The website will automatically generate the reference for those materials. Okay, I like to just show you. For example, this is the ISBN number I have got. Okay, I don't have any other information. Only ISBN number is there. So I press after typing the ISBN number, after pasting the ISBN number, I just say click Cite. You can see here the system itself, it has gone and found out all the particulars about the book, and here you can see American Psychological Association 7th edition. So according to 7th edition, it has already prepared the reference. If you just know the ISB number, you can go and prepare the reference in 1 minute. Fine. And sometimes you know the DOI, Digital Object Identifier, the permanent location address for journal articles. Okay. If you know DOI of a particular article, you can type the DOI, say cite. So what Zotero Bib does, it will go and find out the exact article, and the article is referenced in APA. Still, you can see here. So far, we have added 2 references in APA 7th edition. Fine. And sometimes, sir, I know the PubMed ID. So I'm a person from biology or biochemistry or botany or zoology or medicine. So I got a PubMed ID. Okay. If you know PubMed ID of a particular article, you can type the PubMed ID. Okay. And then press cite. And what system does? It has gone and brought all the particulars about that document automatically in APA style. All the 3 references are ready. For example, sir, I know the URL. I have got some information from websites. Okay. If you know the URL of a particular website, even that URL can be pasted in the search box here. Okay. Then you say cite. You can see here. Zotero Bib has gone and brought all the information about the particular website. Okay, and lastly, for example, you know the title. For example, I want to refer to this particular book, Wings of Fire, because I have taken something from this book. You can search for it by title also. You type, click cite, and wait for the results. It says there are 3 things. There are three titles about Wings of Fire. I think this one. Abdul Kalam and Tiwari. I just select this. Fine. And you will the reference here. See, all the 4 references already in a minute. Fine. Otherwise, see, for example, all the 4 or 5 items are on APA still. You want to change it. Just give a click here. See, 9,700 plus other styles available. You can go and click and choose any one style. In that particular chosen style, all the reference will be converted. See, for example, I select the Chicago manual. You can see here now all the entries are changed according to Chicago. Is it fine? Clear? Okay. And if you want to copy, you can copy it. So just click on copy to clipboard. Okay, it is copied. You can go to a Word document. You can paste Control V. So just come to the screen. All the 5 articles for which I prepared the references using Zotero Bib has come to MS Word. A single command. Okay. In case if you want to edit this also, you can edit. Fine. Otherwise, you have got a document for which online entry is not available. You want to do it manually. Sir, I have taken a book from the library, sir. I was not able to get the information about this book online. What you can do is that click this manual entry. Okay, you can go and select whether it is artwork, audio recording, book section, the book chapter, dictionary entry, or email, or instant message, or journal article, or letter, map, podcast, or radio broadcast, TV broadcast, thesis, video recording, whatever you want to refer to manually. You can go and click here, you can type the things. As I typed in MS Word, you can go and type the things here, and automatically reference will be added. Is that fine? So this way, online, using many kind of online generators are there. I just have given you a demo of one particular online generator called IZB. Okay. For example, if you want to create in-text citation, sir, I want to create in-text citation for this particular reference for this episode. Just click this box, no? Just click this. You'll get a thing like this. Okay. Here, according to the style, I have chosen Chicago. According to Chicago, whatever referencing in-text citation I can have, I can generate here. For example, if it is in APA, for example, American Psychological Association 7th edition. Okay. Okay, say okay. Now, if you go to the in-text citation, you can see here Abdul Kalam and Tiwari, 1999. Name of the author and year of publication, because APA follows author date system. So automatically it tells you in APA style how indexing citation is to be prepared. You can copy the citation, you can go to your Word file and you can paste. Fine. So both in-text citations and list of reference can be prepared in more than 9,700 styles. Fine, it's clear. So this is about online generator. Then comes, sir, what about softwares? For example, this is one software called Zotero. So Zotero is a free and open source software that can be used by you to prepare the references, to store the references, to manage the references, to share the references. For all your management of references, we can make use of softwares like Zotero or Mendeley. So if you take Zotero, I like to spend a couple of minutes on this Zotero. Fine. See, you can go and create a new folder, file, new collection. So you're working on a particular research paper. So say new collection, you type for practice. See, I am doing a work practice. So a folder is created. Here what you can do is you can go and add all the resources. Okay. How to add the resources? If you have already collected the resources, then you can go here, file, click on new item, click on book or maybe a journal article. So I want to prepare a reference for a journal article. I can go here. You need to type. What is the title? The title, How to Win. This is a title. Who is the author? Author is whom else except Ramasamy, no? Okay, Ramasamy. What is the publication? This is Indian Journal of Ophthalmology. Okay. What is the volume number? 12. What is the issue number? 4. What are the pages? 12 to 27. What is the date? It means year of publication 2019. So name of the author, title, journal name, volume number, issue number, page number, year of publication. I have added all these things. Fine. You can see here in the middle box, title, author, item type, year of publication, journal, everything is come. So this way, you can go and key in all the references you use for a particular research work. Now I type. Now I want to prepare in-text citation and reference for this particular resource. How to do that? It's very simple. Click the item, give a right click. It says create bibliography from item. Okay. Select the item, right click, create bibliography from item. A list comes. You have to choose in which style you want the in-text citation list of reference. So I have selected APA 7th edition, the latest edition 7th edition, and it is asking you whether you want citation or you want bibliography. So citation means in-text citation, bibliography means what you are going to give it to at the end of the research paper. Now I want the citation first, in-text citation. I click citation. I say copy to clipboard. I say OK. That means the in-text citation is copied. Now it is available in the computer's short-term memory. Let me go to a Word file. Okay. I say Control V. Then it has come. Ramasamy 2009. So that's come automatically. Right. If you want the reference, then right click, generate bibliography from item. Click bibliography. Previously we selected citations. This time you select bibliography, copy to clipboard, say OK, then go to the Word file where you want this particular data, Control V. Desktop. Author's name with the initial, year of publication, name of the journal article, title of the journal, and the volume number, issue number, page number. Here you can see here, title is not italicized, but name of the journal is italicized. Issue number is not italicized, volume number is italicized. Fine. So this is how you have to prepare a reference for a journal article in American Psychological Association. So as a research scholar, as a faculty member, you need not you need not spend a lot of your time on learning all these different styles. How to prepare APA, how to prepare reference for a journal article with one author, two author, three author, four authors. How to prepare reference for a book without author. How to prepare a reference for a video, for an audio, for a newspaper article, for a thesis, for unpublished thesis. See, it's very confusing. But if you are making use of softwares like Zotero, Mendeley, or online generators like BibMe or ResetBib, your work is easier. You can save all the resources, you can share the resources, and you need not remember all these formatting. The software will take care of all the formattings. See, for example, in Zotero, see, you right click, you can add a note. See, you want to add a note. This article is very, very important. I should refer it again. Just give a click on add note. Okay. You can see a box. You can type. You can type. This is very important for my research work. Very, very important review. This is. You can give a note or support. You want to give an attachment. See, right click, add attachment. If you want to attach via URL, you have downloaded and kept a PDF already. So what you can do is you can attach a PDF so that next time you may not spend your time in looking for the full text of your research paper. You just come and give a click on this. The original will be opened from Zotero window itself. You need not go and search for the article. So this way, many options are available. You can go and search for your type. You can have notes. You can have tags. You can sync. You can sync. If you're having a Zotero account, then whatever you prepared in your desktop may be made available online. Whatever you do online, those things can be made available in your desktop. So that kind of synchronization is also possible in Zotero. Zotero is having a lot of options. I'm just giving you few basics of Zotero. Fine. And just like Zotero, I got 5 more minutes to go. And before I wind up, this is another software called Mendeley. So Mendeley is yet another beautiful reference manager, and you are seeing the home page of Mendeley. So both Mendeley and Zotero are free. Just go to Google and type, and you can download. If you're downloading Mendeley, first time it will ask you username, password. You have to register, and you can use it forever and ever. Okay. So if you're using Mendeley, I would like to tell you just few things about Mendeley. For example, you can search for materials from Mendeley. Instead of going to Google, you can search from Mendeley. For example, I click on literature search. For example, I want to get some materials on maybe on artificial intelligence. Okay, I enter. I have not gone to Google. I am searching for the information or articles on artificial intelligence just sitting from Mendeley. So you get a lot of results are there. Fine. You go through. Suppose you feel this article is good for me. Okay. For example, you take this article is good. I feel. What you do is that save reference. If you click on save reference, then this reference will become a part and parcel of your library. See, this will be incorporated as a part of your list of references. I give save references. See, you can see the difference here. It is saved. Fine. This is another article. So this way you get lot of items. Fine. You can see here artificial intelligence in medicine, author's name, journal name, year. What about the volume, issue, page number? These are not available. So when these things are not available, no problem. Don't worry. Just calm down. When DOI is available, you give a click on this. Okay. Look up. Look up means from Mendeley you can go to online. You can search all the required missing details will be collected from here. Just try, click on look up. See, it is working. Look up succeeded. Now you come and see volume number has come, page number has come. So this way you can even look up. Sitting from Mendeley, you can look up. If you want to include this, you can include the save reference. Okay. Now, out of so many research papers I searched, I selected 2 articles and I added the information about those 2 articles in my folder. So this is possible in Mendeley. And apart from that, for example, you are having, for example, I just want to create one new folder. Okay, maybe wrong. A new folder has come. See, you are having a folder having 30, 40, 50 PDF files. No problem. You have downloaded your references, full text articles. Around 50 you have downloaded. All the 50 can be brought at a time in Mendeley. For example, just go to here, click on add folder, click it. See, I have a folder here in user. I have desktop. In desktop, I have folder. This folder has got 5 PDF files. I say OK. You see, all the 5 PDF files have come. See, it has brought all automatically has taken. What is the name of the file? Who is an author? What is the volume number? What is the page number? Whatever possible, it has brought all the files. Isn't it fine? So even a folder can be imported as a part of your Mendeley. And here also syncing option is available. You can have a kind of syncing. You can go and search many databases sitting from Mendeley itself. So Mendeley is also a very good software. Fine. So let us go back to my PPT, and I once again would like to tell you only these things. So research is very, very important, and managing the references, managing your bibliography is very, very important, because only when you properly prepare in-text citations, only when you are prepared properly citing your sources using any of the standardized citation manuals, you can escape from plagiarism, and you will be recognized as a very, 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 very possible and a very peaceful, very credible researcher in your field of research. And please use the references, use such kind of tools which are available. They are free. Download the tools. They're very, very easy to follow and use, and try to make use of these references so that you can save your time and you can concentrate more and more of your time on the quality of your research paper. So thank you so much, and happy publication days again. Madam, my presentation is over. I am waiting for the questions, madam, please.
Could you hear me?
Yes, madam, I am able to hear, madam.
Hello?
Madam, I am able to hear. I hear you, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. There are very few queries.
Please.
Yeah, okay. One query is, are citations different for countries?
Madam, citation. Madam, will you please repeat the question?
Citations different for countries?
No, it doesn't differ from country to country. It differs from style to style. See, whether you are in America, you are in Britain, you are in UK, you have to follow one standard. That standard can be either APA or MLA or Chicago or any of the styles you feel. Okay, the citation will not differ from country to country. It differs from style manual to style manual. Next question, madam.
Okay, sir. The next one, I think you have answered, but anyway, does it save the time of user?
Yes, definitely. See, it is very, very difficult for you to remember how to prepare in-text citations and a list of references under the 9,700 style manuals. You need not spend more time on preparing references. If you have learned to use either Mendeley or Zotero or online generators, it is very easy for you to prepare the references in a very, very short period of time. So definitely this will help you to save time, madam. Next question, madam.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I just want to know the citation tools again. Could you please?
Citation tool.
Could you please repeat, sir?
Which one, madam?
Tools.
Tools.
Yeah, sir.
See, citation tools, basically we have three different kinds of tools. One is you can make use of your MS Word. This is one tool. And second tool is there are many online citation generators. There are many online citation generators like BibMe, Citation Machine, Citation Generator, CiteFast, Cite This For Me, BibMe, ZBib. So many online citation generators are there, madam. You can make use of that. And thirdly, there are some softwares which you can download, install and use. For example, I had shown a demo of Zotero software, Mendeley software. So even these softwares can be used for generating citations. So you can make use of these three different kinds of tools to generate your in-text citations and the list of references, madam. Next question, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Is there any other question from the participant, madam?
No, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam.
Okay, sir. So I'll just take 2 minutes because it's already late. Good afternoon to all. I take this moment to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of IQAC and Library of Erode Arts and Science College. My sincere thanks to the management and to our principals, for their constant support and encouragement. My deep sense of gratitude to the resource person, Dr. K. Ramaswamy, College Librarian, M.V. Muthaya Government Arts College for Women, Dindukal, for readily accepting the invitation, for the comprehensive visual presentation, for the good explanation with examples, for clarifying the doubts of the participants, for the involvement and dedication shown towards sharing the knowledge to others. Sir, you have enlightened nearly 600 participants from various states with your knowledge. The research scholars and research supervisors should have gained more knowledge on managing the bibliography of their research work. On behalf of all connected here, I once again extend my sincere thanks to you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you, madam.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Special thanks to all the participants for connecting here, bearing with us, motivating us to organize many such events. We regret for the delay once again. Thanks to the librarian of our college, Dr. R. Thiruvarchelvi, for her commitment and support. Thank you all for making this program a successful one. Kindly submit the feedback form. I think the link is not open, you say. We'll just see to it. You can submit your feedback within an hour. Thank you. Thank you all once again. Sir, Ramasamy
Madam,
sir.
Jessica, madam.
Sir,
Madam, எவ்வளவு பேர் பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணாங்க மேடம் யூடியூப்ல?
சார் நான் மறுபடியும் கூப்பிடுறேங்க சார். இதுல தெரியல.
ஓ, ஃபைன் ஃபைன். தேங்க்யூ மேடம். சரி
ஓகே.
மேடம், தேங்க்யூ மேடம்.
Hello, sir.